Good morning and welcome to another Talklets conversation. I was having this, what I would call a healthy, very healthy conversation with my sister Carolyn the other day. And we were reminiscing, uh, talking about the past. She played basketball, I played basketball. And we really didn't talk about that, to be honest with you. We were talking more about how we were raised in our community and how you could discipline a child back then, even if it wasn't your child, because you knew how far to take that, as far as talking to them or maybe, you can spank them with a belt, whatever it might be, but you're gonna call that parent though and say, hey, let me tell you what happened. And then we knew we get another spanking or another discipline, if you will, action would be coming as well. But you can't do that now. That day is long gone. As a matter of fact, you can't even talk to a child who's doing something wrong. You you better look at them and you better not blink your eye, because if they call the person, he blinked his eye at me the wrong way. He shook his head at me the wrong way. I mean, that's how far removed we are from where we used to be. There were It used to be that the whole community could check a child, could check an adult, really. I mean, we just be for real. And we keep it together because we knew we were a community. We wanted to keep things in. We wanted things to be right. We knew we had some people inside that community who had some issues, but for the most part, we kept everything in check. Well, there's nothing in check now. I was talking to Carol and I was telling her how this statement we all used to use, this blanket statement, I call it a blanket statement now, that it takes a village to raise a child. And I truly believe that, by the way, because a community is all we have. And we used to have doctors and lawyers and nurses and firemen and policemen, and you name it. I mean, businessmen, businesswomen that lived in the neighborhood, lived right next door until we all started, looking outside to the suburbs. And when that took place, then let's be for real. Um, we lost a lot of, if you will, authority figures. We lost a lot of mentors, and if you will, we lost a lot of people who were influential in the neighborhood, in the community. But once we start integrating, then guess what? Then things just start getting looser and looser and looser, until where now we got it's like Swiss cheese. We just got holes in the whole community. But the statement she made was so powerful that I really want to stay focused on is that as I was telling her about the village, or what it takes, the village to raise a child, she says, well, yeah, Donnie, but not if the village is dysfunctional. And that stopped me in my tracks. I said, excuse me? She says, yeah, if the village is dysfunctional, you've got dysfunctional people raised in the village. And I said, wow, that's where we are. That's where we are. That's what we've come to. We've got a dysfunctional village, individuals who are raising the community. That's We can call it a culture if you want to, but really and truly, it's a dysfunctional culture in some communities. And what's taking place is that that's spreading like a wildfire. I mean, it's all over the place, and our children have bought into it because it's no rules. I mean, it's like, what kid wouldn't want that type of village, if you will? There's no rules. You can do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say. I mean, go wherever you want to go. I mean, nobody's going to check you because everybody's scared of you. I was watching the NBA Finals that's taking place right now, which really let me peek into this even more. And I'm listening to the journalists, male, female, it doesn't matter. I'm listening on social media, and just right there on TV, I'm listening to people talk about the coaching and the players and the words they're using. They're saying stuff like, man, that was the stupidest fourth quarter I've ever seen. That was the dumbest coach I've ever seen. I mean, it's like that man has a family. That man is not dumb to be at this level. He's pretty intelligent, but no. I'm getting off my chest what's bothering me. He crazy. He's just a fool. He's stupid. I'm saying, whoa, what is going on here? Because these individuals who are talking come from dysfunctional backgrounds. They come from a dysfunctional village. That man has a wife, daughter, sons, mother, father, uncles, aunts, nieces, nephews. I'm just looking at it. These individuals, they have families just like you do. Would you want someone calling your father a fool, stupid, just because he made a bad coaching decision? That's what he did. He might not, he might have slowed the game up too fast, let the air of the ball just a little too soon. I mean, those are the statements we should be making, but no, we're not. And everybody's dogpiling because guess what? Because dysfunctional loves dysfunctional. I call it the Cain complex. That's what I call it. When you see people doing this to the extreme that we're doing it at and everybody's jumping on it, it's the Cain complex. It's where the predator is seeking the prey. It's where the killer, is not trying to be the keeper. No, not anymore. No. You see, this stuff is raised inside of you. And when it's raised inside of you, this is what you birth outside of you. And so when we look at our communities now, when we look at society, there's no need looking any further than you. It's you. As my father would say, let's get down to brass taxes. It's you. It's what's inside of you. It's what you're birthing out of you. You're no longer a protector. You're a predator. And see, society, everybody's pointing fingers of why. Why are the children like this? Well, why is our environment like this? We're blaming everyone for all of our shortcomings. But just look at you. Look at you in the mirror. Yeah. Don't blame poverty. Mm-mm. Don't blame lack of education, lack of opportunity, lack of finances, lack of love, lack of attention. No. Lack of having a mother and a father in the home. All that's important. All that's important. But Cain and Abel had two parents in the house, Adam and Eve. And Cain decided he didn't want to be righteous. That's all it is. Can we just call a spade a spade? Cain made the decision that he did not want to be righteous. He wanted to just get by. He wanted to just be accepted in the beloved. He just wanted things to go his way. He wanted to be as dysfunctional as he could be. Sin was already in the game. And so he wanted to jump on the back of sin, and he wanted to ride sin versus righteousness. That's what we're doing. That's what our kids are doing. That's what you're doing. You decided that you've got an excuse, and so guess what? You want to use that trump card, that excuse. That's what you're using. That's what you've been using. That's what you're going to keep using if you're not careful. So when you look at the village now, it's dysfunctional because everybody has a blame. Sin. Yes, sin. Everybody's looking at it. And so I can talk as harsh as I want to you because guess what? Because sin is here. And so we give sin way too much glory. We worship sin, seems like, because we give it all the excuses we want to pile up on it. Sin is doing this. Sin called this. No. You call this because you don't want to be righteous. You don't want to be righteous. Can we just face the truth? Cain did not want to be righteous. It's too much work. Cain didn't want to give his best offering. Come on, that's a lot of more work. I don't feel like doing all that heavy lifting because Abel did it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be like my brother Abel. I want to be like my daddy, the devil. That's what Cain was saying. That's what you're saying. That's what your children are saying. That's too much work to be righteous. It's too much to be like Jesus. I'd rather just give up and be like, that's what they're saying. That's what you've allowed them to say. That's exactly what you've allowed them to say. I'll call it the Cain complex. I'm telling you. That's what we have. You know how girls will take a trip on vacation, your daughters, your wife maybe, they do a girls trip and they go overseas to the Bahamas to enjoy themselves. Everyone in that trip is not sane. One of those young ladies in that trip, yes, is a predator. One of the young ladies in that trip is not a keeper, she's a killer. I'm gonna tell you right now. You ever watch on TV, 2020, 60 Minutes, the girls go over, one don't make it back. And you're trying to say, what happened? Because one of the girls in that group had a problem, had a jealous problem, had an envy problem, didn't like someone in that group. And they set them up more like they framed them. They got them one of those locals and took advantage of them. Y'all better check yourself. You better check your friends. If Cain can kill his own brother Abel, you don't think Susan can kill you? And she don't even like you. You know she don't like you, but you're on that trip with her. See, it's not about location where you go. It's about condition. Cain's condition was in a bad state. The Lord asked Cain, where is your brother Abel? Wait, am I my brother Kipo? You know, all that stuff he's saying. Where's your brother Abel, Cain? And Cain thought God was saying, hey, where is he positioned? No, God knows where he's at. God hears blood crying out from the ground. He knows where he's at. He knows the location. He's trying to get the condition of Cain's heart. Where is your condition concerning your brother? Are you not your brother's keeper? No, I'm my brother's killer. I'm the predator after the prey. That's what you better be careful with. Some of you have children right now who are so individualized within the family concept, they're not thinking about protecting your family. They're looking out for their own best interests. Yeah, it's all about their business, not your business, not the family business. They'll do anything to appease themselves because they're selfish. They are selfish. They're dysfunctional. So I find myself asking the question, how do we get the village functional? How do we take dysfunctional out of the village to where it becomes self-sustainable and functional for the generations that's coming forward? And I'm telling you, that's the $1 trillion question. Because it's an easy answer, but it's a tough fix. You said, Donnie, what's the easy answer? Well, every father that has a child, that's your seed. Every mother that's giving birth to that child, yeah, that's your baby. And so you shouldn't have your babies involved in anything that's not righteous. Your baby should not be in the street with a gun in their hand, with trying to hurt someone else's child. That's your baby. Father, your seed, this is your seed. You're going to be accountable when judgment comes. I don't think we get it as men. You're going to be accountable for what you allowed your seed to get away with. But we're talking about how do we put dysfunctional back in the bottle, cap it up, throw it away, and become functional. And it's parenting. It starts with home. I don't care what your lack of education is, what your lack of finances is. Righteousness is just righteousness. You don't need money for that. Now, you need money for certain things, and we get it, but you don't need money for morals and for virtue. You just simply need somebody who wants to make a difference. And so if every parent were to sign this, if you will, we love signing petitions. You sign this petition that from this day forward, my children are going to be kept by me. My children are going to be kept by me. My children are going to be brought out of dysfunctionality. Me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. See, I think that's it. If I can get a world to take responsibility for them and their house, I think we'll be fine. Keep this in mind. Jesus came for both Abel and Cain. He came for the wounded, and he also came for those who cause your wounds. Grace doesn't just comfort victims, it also transforms every offender. Yeah. Stop killing and start keeping. Yeah. Stop being the predator and start being the protector. Be blessed and have a great week.